Clarissa Bravi did not intend to stop at the slave auction. She had instructed her driver to take the longer route back, past the river warehouses, across the Merchant's Bridge, and into the Bravi Quarter at an hour when sunlight still lingered just long enough to make people feel generous. The carriage rolled smoothly over stone, its suspension newly serviced, its lacquered sides bearing the discreet crest of her house. Inside, Clarissa adjusted her gloves and reviewed the afternoon's transaction with quiet satisfaction. She had paid less than expected. That was always pleasing. The carriage slowed. Clarissa frowned. "Is there a delay?" "An auction, my lady," the driver replied from his perch. "The square is partially blocked." Of course it was. Sentiro tolerated many things it preferred not to acknowledge directly. Auctions of human flesh were among them. They were kept to the margins, conducted efficiently, and never discussed at dinner. Clarissa leaned forward despite herself and parted the curtain. Noise spilled in, voices layered too deliberately to be mere market chaos. Not bargaining, anticipation. She would have let the curtain fall again if not for the sound that cut cleanly through the din. Wood struck wood. The carriage halted. Clarissa's attention sharpened. On the raised platform stood the slaves, arranged with the usual care given to expensive livestock. A handler loomed too close, his cudgel lifted in careless authority. Several figures recoiled. One did not. The man stepped forward, and something in the precision of the movement made Clarissa still. He caught the cudgel mid-swing. The crowd inhaled as one. He was lean but not diminished, his body carrying no trace of the slack despair she associated with long captivity. Dark hair framed a face tanned by sun rather than neglect, and when he lifted his gaze, Clarissa saw eyes that did not belong here, gray-blue, cool and assessing, startling against his skin. Her fingers tightened on the carriage curtain. The handler swore and pulled. The man twisted, disarmed him, and discarded the cudgel as if it offended him. A guard rushed in. The man bent, retrieved 2 discarded wooden practice sticks from the edge of the platform, and turned. Not bracing, not posturing, balanced. The first strike landed, and Clarissa blinked. She missed the movement itself and registered only the result. A guard clutching a broken wrist, weapon clattering uselessly away. The second guard hesitated, and the hesitation cost him. The sticks moved in tandem, one distracting, the other decisive. Precision over force. When it was done, the man stood still again, breathing evenly, sticks lowered. The silence that followed was dense with expectation. Clarissa exhaled. She did not care for disorder, but she understood discipline. "Stop." Her voice carried easily over the square, cool and unhurried. Heads turned, guards straightened instinctively. Clarissa stepped down from the carriage, sunlight catching in her dark blonde hair and glinting off the Bravi seal at her throat. Her skin, pale as polished porcelain, marked her immediately as someone accustomed to being obeyed. Her lips, full and dark pink, were pressed into a line of calculation. "I will purchase them," she said. The handler blinked. "My lady?" "The man," Clarissa clarified, her gaze never leaving him, "and the girl." She gestured toward a slight figure near the platform, a young girl with nimble hands clenched in her skirts, eyes bright with fear that had learned patience. The handler protested. Clarissa named a number. He countered. She dismantled it with bored efficiency. Coins changed hands. Chains were removed. The crowd dispersed, disappointed by the absence of blood. Clarissa approached. Up close, the man was taller than she had first judged, balanced, solid, his build all contained potential. His gaze met hers directly. For one brief, perilous moment, neither of them looked away. She registered the contrast without comment, her light catching gold in her eyes, his reflecting it like distant stormlight, her pale brightness against his sun-warmed skin. She was aware, acutely, of being seen, not as wealth, but as presence. "You will come with me," she said. "Yes, my lady," he replied. His voice was low, controlled, neither grateful nor resentful. That unsettled her. The girl hurried after them as Clarissa turned back toward the carriage, clutching the hem of her cloak as if it might dissolve. Clarissa paused only once. "What is your name?" she asked. "Madeira." "You will be fed, clothed, and given work appropriate to your skills. Waste none of it." Madeira nodded fervently. Clarissa turned to the man. "And you?" A hesitation, brief, deliberate. "Tifon." She repeated it softly. "Tifon." Her lips curved, not kindly, but with interest. "You intervened without instruction. That was inefficient." His eyes flickered, not fear, but recognition. "I do not enjoy disorder. I am particular." "I can see that," he replied. Not insolence, not submission. The carriage door opened. Clarissa stepped inside. After a moment's pause, Tifon followed, ducking his head to clear the frame. The interior suddenly felt smaller for his presence, too warm, too aware. The door closed. As the carriage rolled forward, Clarissa felt his attention, not roaming, not possessive, but alert, measuring, as if she too were a terrain to be understood. She did not look at him. Outside, at the edge of the square, a man stood watching the carriage depart. His clothing was unremarkable, his posture was not. When Clarissa glanced back through the window, his gaze met hers without hesitation. He smiled, not with amusement, with recognition. Clarissa faced forward again. She had made a purchase that would complicate her accounts, irritate her rivals, and draw precisely the kind of attention she preferred to avoid. Across from her, Tifon sat in controlled stillness, gray-blue eyes catching the last gold of the sun. For the first time that day, Clarissa Bravi wondered if she had acquired more than protection. The thought unsettled her. It also, to her private annoyance, delighted her.